Alright guys, I wanted to show you the difference in why we changed the primer. I showed you the primer right in here the other day. I'll put an inset on that and show you that again. And that was this primer that we were using that was just flaking off when we would hit it like either 120 or even 80 grit. It would just flake. It wouldn't adhere to the metal at all, and I made sure the metal was cleaned multiple times, and that's why we sanded all this off right here, is to get rid of all that. And then we'll be doing the same thing on the top. And the primer we're using now is the stuff that we're going to be using with the actual paint from this company, automotivetouchup.com. But anyways, you saw the difference that I was talking about up here. I'll show you the inset again on that. And this is with a 120 grit right here, and it's not flaking off. It holds to it. If I did this with that other stuff, this Seymour PBE, it would literally just peel off. And let me see if I have any channels up here. No, I think I sanded them all off. But I literally had like channels and stuff where it would just it wouldn't adhere to the metal. It would adhere fine to body filler, but it wouldn't adhere to any of the metal. And that's why we changed the primers, for that very reason there. It just wouldn't hold on to the metal. And you know, we're gonna be painting this car. It's gonna be going down the road. I don't want temperature changes or slight vibrations in the metal and stuff to cause this to start peeling or bubbling or anything. So that's why we switched from the Seymour to the automotivetouchup.com, which is actually designed to go under the paint that we're going to be painting anyways. And I think it was about almost $10 a can with shipping. So I think we bought 6 cans and it was like 58 bucks or something like that. Alright guys, I've pretty much sanded this all the way down to here. I taped this off and I was real careful sanding sideways with it. I went ahead and I sanded up in here really good, down to the metal. And I've decided to go ahead and use JB Weld. It's temperature resistant, shock resistant, and you can tap it. And you can also mold it and sand it and all kinds of other stuff. So I figured that's probably a good spot for it right in here. That way it'll help resist rock chips and stuff. And in order to prep the area, other than sanding, I went ahead and used some paper towels and some 91% isopropyl alcohol and cleaned all the dirt and grease off of there. So I'm going to fill this whole area, and I'll probably end up using a file to get it as smooth as possible, and then some 80, 100 grit, you know, etc. And I'll smooth it out. So it's looking pretty good, so let me get back to it. Mix this all up. Alright, here we go. Just gonna put this up in here, fill up that hole. Come this way a little bit with it. There we go. Got it on there. I'm going to go ahead and put another layer on there after this cures for a little bit. And then I'll probably hit it with some round files, and etc., or half moon file as they call them sometimes. And then I'll sand all this down and blend it all in. So let me get to it. Alright, I went ahead and I cleaned up my spatula with some alcohol. A lot of people don't know that JB Weld is actually epoxy with metal flakes in it and some item in it or whatever that makes it impervious to most heat up to a certain temperature. I think it even tells you, yeah, up to 550 degrees when cured. It takes 4 to 6 hours and 15 to 24 to completely cure. You can use heat to speed that up too, by the way. And So anyways, you can clean up pretty much before it cures. You can clean up anything that has a soft JB Weld on it with some alcohol. So I went ahead and did that. I need to wait a little while for this to cure before I can put another layer on it, and then I'll at least go at this, and I'll probably leave this for now and get to it later when it cures completely. So anyways, I gotta let this cure and dry, and hopefully it's not gonna rain. It looks like it might rain tonight, or it's not supposed to. It says 0%, but yeah, I know sprinkly clouds when I see them around here. Okay guys, I'm sanding down this seam here where there was some of the sanding marks, or some of the old primer. Let me see if I can focus on it. It had little bumps and stuff in it. So what I'm doing is I'm sanding this down with some 220. But in order to get in this crevice without being too sharp, like a really sharp edge like this, I took some sandpaper and I actually stuck it on here in reverse, and then sanded the block like this to get the shape of this curve. And then I put some used 220 sandpaper on it and use that, and that way it stays fairly smooth and it doesn't cut too fast, but it'll still make it smooth and nice for the paint. So, and this is we'll just do this, we'll primer it. We'll probably do this once or twice more in this area, and then what we'll do is we'll probably hit it with some 400 grit sandpaper, and then put some water on it and see how it looks. So back down here, I put a ruler across here. Let me see if I can get the ruler for you. Put a ruler across here, and it was low in this area. So what I did is I put some more filler on it, and then put a little bit more in here. And this is supposed to be flat across here. And you can see there's a little bit of a ridge here if you compare it with the other sides. We went ahead and we sanded this down. It's really nice and smooth now. No scratch marks in it and stuff or anything like that. That's just a little bit of dust that blew on it right there, those little specks. I don't know if you can see them or not. Yeah, those specks are just a little bit of dust specks there that kind of blew onto it. But it's nice and smooth now. We'll still hit it some more. We'll still hit this some more down in here. It's looking pretty good. We have to dress up the edges. I went ahead and reflowed this a little bit, just some of the area, and I put some glazing putty right in here because it was really good. It just had some imperfections in it, and glazing putty will sand off pretty easily. And I put another layer of JB Weld in there. So I'll probably put 2 or 3 layers in there and let it cure really good, and then I'll sand it down, or file it down, and then sand it and primer it and get it ready for paint. But it's working really good here. Let's see, I haven't really touched the top yet. Probably maybe next weekend we can tackle this area right here and get all the primer off and finish up in the channels and get that area stuff. This should be fairly easy because it's, for the most part, it's flat. It's got a slight curve to it, and it's got a slight crown to it. Other than that, it's fairly flat. So we'll just follow the line right here, and then when we get the line right, then we'll just put a slight edge or a slight radius on the line, and then we'll dress up the door jambs a little bit, get them cleaned up, get them taped off up to the edge up here for painting, and we'll get on that. So anyways, it's just a quick update for the Saturday afternoon. Thanks for watching, guys. God bless you, and keep none of you out.